What's good, YouTube? So I got a mug full of coffee here. Granted, the coffee's cold, but it's still drinkable. I made a giant percolator full, and there might be a cup left. Now, check this shit out, YouTube. I got a box, and the box had a much smaller box, and the smaller box looks like this. This is Death Wish coffee. It came with a bag of coffee, and the bag of coffee came with an awesome sticker, which I'm going to save that sticker for when I get an electric guitar. Now, what does the bag itself actually look like? Well, let me show you, YouTube. Okay, so this is what the Death Wish coffee bag looks like. It's pretty sick looking. And when I opened it, I cut a very small section of the bag out right here for easy pouring and scooping. And then when I'm done, I can fold it back up. And when I fold it back up, it keeps the coffee fresh much longer. Now, Death Wish coffee, their claim to fame is the world's strongest coffee. Now, in my percolator, there's a little container that holds coffee grounds, and I take it out after the percolator's cooled off so I can wash it out before I make another pot of coffee. But there's this little tube that sits in the middle of the percolator that helps balance it in the water and shit. So when it makes coffee. Well, there was about this much left of the tube in the middle exposed when I filled up the percolator with some of the Death Wish coffee right here. And then I topped this coffee off. I topped it off with some Folgers Black Silk. So there's a combination of these two coffees in the percolator. Most of it's the Death Wish coffee, and the second one here would be the Folgers Black Silk. Folgers Black Silk is pretty good, pretty strong, but this right here is just super strong. So these combined together, you don't even know, YouTube. Caffeine rush from hell and back. And always be sure to empty your pot of coffee, either by drinking it or what have you, before making a new one, and rinsing it out with lots of water before on the inside before you make another pot. Just a safety precaution. I tell you what though, that's quite a coffee rush. Yeah, buddy. I like my coffee I like my magic black in practice. I'll give a shout out to Joel Stone. His birthday was on Wednesday. Thanks for the support, man. The Death Wish coffee alone is super potent, but mixing it with Folgers Black Silk just increases it ever so slightly. And it creates a nice buzz. Sampling good coffee, and yeah, I got a package earlier today and I unboxed it already, but I thought to myself, why not do another review of it? Yes. It is indeed a good coffee combination. There is no denying that. It gives you a nice little caffeinated jolt. Now, the pros and cons to having a percolator. The pros are you can get more coffee, but the con is you have to wait longer to make it. If you're going to drink coffee, a percolator is the best way to go. Keurig machines can break a lot easier. And the percolator I have is a couple generations old, and it still works just as fine as the day it was purchased. So, I should tell you something. Really. Well, I had a minor OCD moment. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. It just threw it all over there, didn't it? Fuck. Hold on a second, YouTube. Vacuum cleaners are not supposed to throw it all over there. No. I seen that earlier. This was just a few seconds ago, and I'm like, what the fuck? Vacuuming my carpet, and it seems to have thrown it into a section there. We can't have that nonsense, can we? No, we can't. In my haste to vacuum the floor, I might have accidentally spilled a little bit on a section over here, and then unplugged it before turning it off. That was real fucking smart. When I seen that right there, and I'm like, well, that was an easy enough fix, wasn't it? how the fuck did that even happen? You know, and I literally lifted the cushion off my chair YouTube. And I vacuumed the shit out of the inside of my chair, and then I vacuumed the carpet around my chair, and this and that, you know. Minor day-to-day things that you need to do, you know. Keeps the Cobra layer nice and clean. And because I'm a tobacco smoker, I get cigarette ash all over my fucking desk. I clean that shit up real quick, get it all off the keyboard and what have you, and reorganized my desk space a little bit. So now at least it looks like it's getting maintained. You know, it doesn't look too terribly bad in here. Yeah. And I don't know how the fuck it even happened. It didn't take me too long to vacuum it up, though. Like, I seen all this unvacuumed stuff must have fallen out of the tube. When I tried to use the tube to vacuum it all up, it must have fallen out of the tube. Yeah. But as long as I got it picked up when I did, so yeah. I seen that, and I'm like, you know, I should just vacuum it up right now. I'm not gonna leave that till the morning. Like, there's just no need for that. Like, no. That just looks sloppy, you know, and I can't have it, man. No. I mean, just because I'm a bachelor, that's no excuse to live a certain way, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? Yeah. I definitely need to save up for a PS4 because my PS3 is freezing up. I go to fire a GTA 5 online session up, and lo and behold, I did one death match that I created, which was Tower of Terror, and I won the death match. My team that I was on, that I had when I hosted it, when I hosted my own death match, my team won it by just 1 point. And my character's like a level 40 something, you know what I'm saying? And I was playing against characters that had a level score that was well over 100, and you know, it was pretty damn impressive. And it actually helped that my teammate on that deathmatch was within the first two, or just like the other teammates, you know, that were facing me, or the opposing teammates, I should say. Yeah. When the opposing team was facing me, they were all, you know what I'm saying, and I think I created an awesome death match with Tower of Terror. I don't know if I'll be able to transfer it to the PS4 when I get one, but if I can't, then I'll remake it, make it more badass than before. That's not a problem. I meant to do it on his video, but I would have too, but I don't check my inbox on my Facebook too often, and that's not on purpose, mind you. It's just because I have a lot of people that friend request me on YouTube from watching my YouTube videos. You know, they watch my YouTube videos and they find me on Facebook. Oh, hey, is this the real King Cobra that I watch on YouTube, because that'd be so cool if I could be friends with him on Facebook, you know, and that kind of thing. And when they discover it is the real me, oh shit, you know, they're tickled speechless. You know, I get people I talk to on Google Plus and what have you, and you know, is it weird having people tripped out when they meet me? A little bit, yeah, because, you know, I don't think of myself as this awesome celebrity, but, you know, a lot of people on YouTube see me as a different person altogether. But, 4,612 subscriptions, that's really nothing to, laugh at, you know, that's quite a bit. And, I'm trying to think of the best how to do this review, you know, and then, you know, it's a little bit darker outside, so I guess that works for a, review, you know. I got the staff I'm working on for myself. It's drying in the vice clamp right now, yeah. And then I'm going to start working on another staff completely. I've already got the shell of it basically set up, so it won't take too much more after that. A friend of mine wants a Rasta-themed staff with a crystal on the end of it. And I've made it the staff for the most part, so all I gotta do now is paint it and put a crystal in it and engrave it. And just a little bit of copper wiring. And all the supplies I need to finish it I can get here in town pretty easily, so, you know. And wand making, for what it's worth, YouTube, is a great way to, you know, it's a great little hobby, you know, it helps you stay out of trouble. If you're whittling artwork with your hands, you know, it really does, it helps you stay out of trouble. And usually when I spray paint any wand or staff, I do one half at a time so I can aim it, and it'll sit in like the vice clamp pointing down into a trash can, so any paint that drips off automatically drips into a trash can while it's drying. And a wand takes less time to dry because it's just one little section, you know. Like a scepter or a staff, that takes much longer. Therefore, if I were to actually sell my wands and homemade wands, scepters, and staffs, I would charge $20 for a wand, $40 for a scepter, and $60 to $80 for a staff. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I charge more for a staff is because, holy fucking shit, the staff I've been working on for a couple months now, gathering supplies for it. And sometimes you just see something you want to use for a staff or a wand, and it's like, can you use that? Can we integrate that in some way to make it look badass and yet still functional? And excuse me. Once the paint on the staff got dry enough to where it wasn't going to drip all over the place, you could literally just hang it in the vice clamp and let it sit there and dry. And after taping it up with wand tape, covering that tape, and spray paint in a certain way, and it dried, and it to a degree, and it's gonna look sick. It's gonna look sick as fuck. I should say that already. It does look sick as fuck. It just needs to dry. Some of the paint is still just a little bit sticky. It's sticky, but it doesn't come off on your hands. So, you know. This coffee's a couple hours old, so it's super strong and a little bit cold. This is basically a straight caffeine rush right here. Yeah, buddy. Trying to get as much of the coffee out as possible. And when it gets to the bottom of your pot, all you gotta do is pop the lid off. Like that. And yeah, get the last bit of it in there. There we go. Try not to spill it on myself here. I mean, if it spills in your pants, no big deal. Shit happens, right? That's why we poop. Yeah, just take this to the sink and rinse out the inside of it with some water and dump it into the sink, and you know, in your pot of coffee is ready to go for the next batch, basically. Now, some people, if their coffee got cold, they either just plug it back in to reheat it without the coffee grounds, or they just dump it out. Me, I'm like, fuck both of that, just fucking drink it, you know. Drink it on, don't waste it, and wash it out when it's empty, you know. Simple as that. Now, I can see why they call it the world's strongest cup of coffee, because holy shit, you have like 3-4 cups of this stuff, and I'll tell you what, you're ready to start your fucking day and take on any fucking task. 1 cup enough. If you're a lightweight and you're not used to like heavy caffeine, if you're not normally a coffee drinker, if you're new to drinking coffee, I should say, then I would not recommend this. But if you're like me, you're an avid coffee drinker, you've been around the block as far as coffee goes. So, if you think your palate can handle it, then yes, I would definitely recommend Death Wish coffee. That is quite delicious. And normally I fill up my coffee percolator pretty good with coffee grounds, but because that coffee is so strong, I had to add the second one to balance it out. So I still get a full thing of coffee grounds, but, you know what I'm saying, it's not more than the recommended dosage. But it's enough to, you know, put a little pep in your step. Like, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Kind of deal. Yeah. Now, in my experience, whenever I've had a percolator, the little computerized bullshit, 2 minutes for 1 cup. And then within a couple months it breaks. And then shit like that. But people get them for the cartridges. You get a percolator, you can literally open up the cartridges and dump them into the coffee grounds area of your percolator. And you might have to wait like 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, but you get more than 1 cup of coffee. So, yeah. Now, some people just go to a fast food restaurant of some sort to get their coffee, you know. But a lot of people choose to make it their coffee at home because it saves time. It's a bit more convenient than waiting in line at some fast food chain, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, you know, whoever fucking serves coffee, and being like, you know what I'm saying, waiting in line and shit, you know. Some people don't have the time to just sit and wait in line, so for some people, making it, like getting up super early in the morning just so they can make a full pot of coffee, and they drink like half of it to get their fucking day started. These are what you call coffee lovers, you know, kind of thing. But, yeah, this is definitely not some coffee to fuck around with. This is like the Swampadelic of coffees. You know, how Swampadelic is super spicy. Yeah, well, this Death Wish coffee is super strong. There's no bullshit in that. It's definitely the strongest coffee I've had in a good minute. This is definitely not some coffee you want to fuck around with. If you're a lightweight or you're sensitive to caffeine, do not drink it. One sip, you'll be like, what's going on? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, no, be smart about that. Because if people start tweaking out on huge amounts of caffeine that they can't handle, it's, you know, not the company's fault that makes the beverage. It's the person's fault for not being responsible enough to go, oh, hey, you know. It's like when this chick knows she shouldn't be drinking Monsters. Well, she drinks 3 or 4 of them anyway, and then she dies or some shit. And then the parents get all pissed off or whatever, and they want to sue Monster. It's like, first of all, y'all should have known. Okay, that's kind of like when this chick is playing Pokemon Go and she runs into a 4-lane highway and almost gets hit by a car, or maybe she does. I don't remember the whole story of it. But then the biggest thing I remember about that, excuse me, tongue twisted. The biggest thing I remember about that story is how the mom and the daughter are all trying to blame the creators of the game Pokemon Go. It's like, okay, you know what? You're playing a realistic virtual 3D game. Enough common sense would tell you that maybe you shouldn't be playing Pokemon Go while walking near a highway. I mean, if you're walking around the block a couple times, you know, you're actually watching where you're going, fine. But the fact that we have to have a discussion on where to properly and safely play Pokemon Go, well, it bothers me, YouTube, that this is what it's come to. We have to have a legit discussion on how to safely play Pokemon Go. And when it first came out, I was like, that's not my style, man. I used to like Pokemon when I was a little kid. But I grew out of it, you know what I'm saying? And people were all talking about it like it was all the rage. And I'm like, oh, you know, people are going to have their players, and some people it's just not for them, you know. I walk most places I go, and when the weather's decent, I can ride my bike, no less. So people's argument for playing Pokemon Go is, oh, you get exercise. Okay, but while y'all motherfuckers are playing Pokemon Go, I'm walking around town mopping, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Chilling like an old school rap villain, riding my chopper, chopping dice these lyrics, because my rapping skills are nice. Yeah. Coffee. Now tomorrow I'm going to apply for a job online that I'm almost guaranteed to get because I met the boss today by accident and I didn't realize who it was. And then my buddy was all telling me, oh yeah, he works for such and such company. I'm like, that's what's up, you know. And he seemed like a pretty cool person, and he didn't seem like weirded out by me, you know. He seemed pretty chill around me, like he seemed to pick up on my chill vibes, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was able to pick up on the fact that I seemed like a person he could trust, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And then word had gotten to him that my buddy told him, oh yeah, that I'm looking for a job, I just lost my other job, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. He's like, well shit, if you need a job, you know, go apply at such and such website. Alright, cool, you know. Great, that'd be awesome, you know. I wasn't going to talk about it, but apparently Costellas made another video about me and talked about how he got into a car crash. And notice I was able to fuck him up without even touching him. You know. You gotta think, Costellas, you're fucking with somebody who knows how to practice magic. Not just me, but my fans as well. You know. And what's sad as fuck is I got people who are willing to send me free coffee and they ain't sending your fat ass shit. And you're jealous of that. And I find it delicious. And I'm calling Costellas out. He said that all this harassment he's getting is because of the videos and the things he did to me in regards of me getting me to lose my job that I had for 4 years. And he also said that I deserve to lose my job. What's funny about this is when I was talking to my job coach, she goes, "Oh, that's where I recognize you from. Oh yeah, you did excellent service. You did such a good job keeping that place clean. I loved eating in there when you were working there." And I'm like, oh, I was like, "Oh, thanks, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, 4 years of busting your ass to make a place look good and giving customers a clean place to eat. Despite what some people may see on YouTube, they're like, you know what, that guy's got a good rep. That guy right there's got a good rep. He's a hard worker and he's loyal as fuck. So, and here's the thing, YouTube, when I first got on YouTube, I made a couple of rookie mistakes. But being on YouTube for a number of years, I learned from my mistakes, And if I got another job, I'd be like, "Hey, YouTube, I'd let you know the good news, but here's the catch. If I got a job, I wouldn't tell you where I'm working. I'd just be like, yo, YouTube, you knock me down, I get back up, and that's what's up." I think that's a quality some people can admire about me and my videos, is they'll see me struggle in life, they'll see me fall down, and only to get back up stronger than ever. And some people, they hate it because they're like, dude, not many people can be this brutally honest with you on YouTube, or put themselves out there. And I noticed the bots were hating real hard on my latest vocal cover video, the one where I basically sang like Michael Jackson, what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's all I can do is hate, what I'm saying? I find it quite funny they're wasting their goddamn money to buy bots just to dislike my videos. Like, these people who hate me that much are willing to throw away their money just to dislike my videos. And it's delicious. Not to mention, Costellas, that my fans also might practice magic, When you're sitting there saying that I deserve to lose my job, and then I got that comment from my job coach that I just met a couple of days ago, what I'm saying, kind of thing. That's what's up. That's when I know Costellas is full of shit. Another reason why Costellas is full of shit, again, he said, because of the response videos I made to you, blah, 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 I've received death threats, I've been swatted, Costellas is claiming that he basically got swatted and death threats from online YouTubers and other gaming players and all kinds of people across the interwebs and shit. And I have a hard time believing this, because his claim was, the content he uploaded talking about me and what I did on my channel and how it grossed him out and blah, 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 blah. He's claiming that those videos he made where he talked about how grossed out he was by my channel, he's claiming that those videos he made about me are getting him death threats and shit, and that his family's in danger. And it's like, well, if you made videos about me in the first place and your claim is that's what's getting the death threats to start, then why the fuck would you continue to make videos about me? If the videos you make about me get you death threats and shit like that, then why the fuck would you continue to make videos about me? Either one, you don't care about your family at all, Costellas, or two, you're lying about the death threats and the swatting. Which is it? I don't even know or care how many subscribers you have, because it's irrelevant. The whole reason you started harassing me on YouTube was because you were grossed out by a couple of things you saw on my channel. That, and you're just jealous of how many subscribers and fans actually follow me. And you'll notice, Costellas, that the only videos that actually have views on your pathetic channel are videos where you talk about me. And you're basically writing off the coattails of my fame on YouTube. And you're constantly whining about how people are being mean to you on YouTube and it's not fair. Well, then you shouldn't have fucking started it, bro. Broha. Okay? If you would just have seen my channel and been like, oh, well, I don't like this person. Well, fuck it. I'm not going to watch his videos. If you would have left me the fuck alone, none of this would have happened. Hell, even if you would have made the emails like you did, but not mentioned it, okay? If you would have been more anonymous with that shit, your trolling would have been a bit more effective. But the fact that you publicly came out and said, Taha, look at me, I got an autistic to lose his job that he had for 4 stinking years. Ugh. And my clock-in number at work was 4 for like 3 years, but then like towards the 4th year as it started, they changed the way people clock in and clock out. You literally had to enter the last 4 digits of your social security number, and then you scanned your thumbprint after that. And once the last 4 numbers of your social security were entered into the clock in, clock out machine, all you had to do was scan your thumbprint. You know, it was kind of cool how they did that. Yeah. It was like working for the CIA, you know, the Cheeseburgers Indulgence Association. Yeah. Oh, this guy's got jokes. Yeah, I got jokes, YouTube. And when people are seeing this whole KingCobraJFS versus Costella Zemi, or however the fuck that fat fuck pronounces his fucking stupid retarded name, when they're seeing this whole fight unfold, you know, a lot of people are feeling sorry for me because you're like, oh, look, come on, like the dude's got Asperger's and you just got him to like literally lose his job. Like, really? And then he bragged about it like he was the Lord and Savior of Wendy's or some shit. It's like, dude, no. No. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let his shit get to me because karma will bite him in the ass. And it already has, you know, and the only reason I know about his other video in this supposed car crash was some fans of mine told my homeboy Scotty, hey, check this out, this is what happened, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, ain't that a kick in the ass of awesomeness? Now, I wasn't really mad at Costello for what he did because that's childish, immature, stupid bullshit. You know, I was kind of more upset with the way Wendy's International handled the whole case, not bothering to see that the complaint emails were from random assholes that were nowhere near Wyoming at all. So chances are they'd never actually experienced the service I provided, or used to provide. Never mind the fact that, you know, most people would realize that, okay, what he does on YouTube is completely separate from what he does at his job. You know, and I didn't make the best decisions mentioning where I worked. But I thought people could be mature young adults on YouTube. You know, you find out where someone works, you don't bother them when they're at work. But then that's not going to work. You know, you get the more positive end of that spectrum where fans get a hold of the Wendy's number and they would be calling me trying to talk to me and shit. And that's cool, you want to talk to me, I get that, but hit me up on Facebook. You can Facebook chat with me, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Got no problems with that, but I'd much rather people hit me up on Facebook for some video chatting, you know. If you look up Josh Saunders on Facebook, you'll see that my background, my cover photo is a photo of Cradle of Filth, and it has me with my long hair and my spike collar. You can't miss it. It's the one that has a shit ton of friends on it. Yeah. I get random requests from people who are fans of mine on YouTube, and then people who are mutual friends of other people that I'm friends with. It's a combination of the two. And that's a lot of people that message you and shit. So there's a good reason, like I said, why I don't check my inbox as often as I normally do. And if I don't get to you right away, it's done on purpose. Don't take it personal, you know. But, you know, and Costellos is just going to keep digging this hole. Keep making these little videos. These little videos he makes responding to my videos. It's like, dude, the only reason you even get attention is because I feel sorry for you, dude. You couldn't just be like everybody else. Oh, you don't like someone else's channel? You don't like someone else's channel? Don't watch it. You know? Do your own thing. Eventually, it might catch on. If it doesn't catch on, oh well, you know. And Costellos is so desperate for YouTube fame. It's pathetic, yo. And the fact that Costello says, he sits there and says, oh, I hate liars and hypocrites. Well, he's lying about the death threats and the swanning. And he says that the things that I do on my channel are gross. Yeah, Costello is prank calling hookers on his channel. These women are risking their lives with the fucked up world that we live in, trying to make an honest living, you know. Risking catching STDs, risking getting killed by a serial killer, all kinds of fucked up shit, man. That's a hell of a fucking living, dude. That's no... Oh, dude. And there's an easy way to fix that. They need to legalize prostitution and make sure they have strict health code and regulation and all that good shit, you know what I'm saying? And put the power into the hands. Put the power of the prostitution rings into the hands of the prostitutes themselves. Okay? You take the power out of the pimp's hand, so that way the prostitute's making her own money up front. No bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And you turn those pimps into fucking bouncers for these ladies, you know what I'm saying? That's way more sophisticated than the bullshit they got going on now. Because I understand the fact that a lot of men have a hard time finding some good pussy every now and then, or at the very least, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of companionship, you know what I'm saying, shit. But if there are two consenting adults, and they're being safe with it, and he's good for his transaction, who the fuck cares, dude? They're going to a hotel, they're not causing any trouble, they're just, you know what I'm saying, like, come on, you know? There are way worse things they could be doing. They're not injecting crystal meth into their fucking veins, no. There's dudes that are lonely, they're paying a woman for a little bit of safe, casual, discreet sex. Oh, wow, you know. Cry me a river, crime of the century. You know, some people would disagree with me. Some people would say, oh, I don't advocate the legalization of prostitution. Like, why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? It's just like alcohol prohibition. It didn't work. You created a black market for it. You know what I'm saying? And if prostitution is illegal, there's no safety regulations, which means that pimps have more control, which means they can treat women and men like shit, and it's just not right. You know what I'm saying? You know, if one adult wants to pay another adult for discreet, casual, safe sex, who the fuck cares? It's no different if you're paying them for another service. Oh, your sink's broken. Here, let me fix the pipe. Okay, I know that's a really bad pun, but seriously, you know, that's just kind of how things work in general. If you take prostitution out of it, adults pay other adults for services, whether it be ordering pizza, ordering fast food, ordering food at a restaurant, you know, cashiers and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know. But it's what the fuck ever. Don't take this as a threat, Costello. I don't make threats, I make promises. Somebody who's known for practicing magic on YouTube, and you're gonna fucking continue to harass them on YouTube. Right after you got them fired from your job, you think, oh, you think to yourself, oh, you wanna rub it in a little bit more. Sit there with your bullshit, lying on every video. Oh, these videos are not meant to harass anyone, blah, 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 blah. You know, you want to sit there and say that I should be ashamed of myself, that I'm a disgusting piece of shit. Like, dude, have you looked in the fucking mirror, Costello? Have you looked in the fucking mirror? You want to talk about a disgusting piece of shit? I think in your YouTube video you were acting like you were gonna prank call her and shit, but I think in real life, you're paying a hooker to have sex because your fat ass has a hard time getting some. Yeah. You didn't piss off a cult, Costello. You amused us with your pathetic trolling. And now it's like hunting for your food, so to speak. People who got my back on YouTube have eaten trolls like you for breakfast many a times. And it seems when I gain, when I gain 2,000 more subscribers, man, I'll go through periods on YouTube where trolls just come out of the woodworks trying so goddamn hard to fuck with me. And it's just like, dude, if I wasn't doing something right, they wouldn't try so fucking hard to fuck with me. These trolls can lick and kiss my Asperger's for all I care. So, if Costello was lying about the death threats and the swatting, how the fuck do we know if he's lying about the car crash or not? You know what I'm saying? If he's trying to lie about the car crash to make himself look like a victim, like, oh, poor me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's feeling sorry for this guy over here for what I did to him, so I gotta direct the sympathy towards me by saying some shit. So how the fuck do we know if Costello is lying about the car crash or not? Honestly, I could care either way. It'd just be twice as funny if he got into a car crash. This is like the irony of it, dude. You got an autistic fired from their corporate job like that, doing nothing more, you know. And I had a lot of people who got pissed off over this. A lot of people came to my back. One person started a petition to get my job back. And apparently, if the petition got enough signatures, you know, they were going to submit it to Wendy's International, and it was supposed to get me my job back. Here's the kicker of it. I had enough support from people on the internet that petition got enough signatures. And when they submitted that petition to Wendy's International, guess what? Didn't do shit. I didn't get a call from the Wendy's I used to work at saying, oh, by the way, you got your job back. Nope, that shit didn't happen, you know. It is what it is. You know, I've been trying to be super cool about the whole situation. Really just taking this whole experience with a grain of salt and trying to learn from it, you know what I'm saying? With the frustration of, you know, of losing a job that I've had for 4 years, which it would have been 5 to 6 and continuing, you know. It's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? And when that anger built up, it eventually released itself into the great cosmos, and by some telepathic connection, if Costello did get into a fucking car crash, then that was the effect of his little bullshit stunt, you know. And even if he hadn't bragged about it on YouTube, he still would have gotten into that car crash if what people are saying is true. You know, this isn't some bullshit where he's just sitting behind him playing some Call of Duty saying, oh, what's up, guys? I got into a car crash, blah, 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 you know. So if there's any fucking proof, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, people like to do that kind of thing. I wouldn't put it past Costello to do something like that. The way I just broke that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are feeling sorry for me because of what Costello did to me and shit. So I think, so I gotta direct the sympathy towards me a bit. And all these response videos aren't doing it, so fuck, maybe I'll lie about a car crash. Maybe that might work. Fuck if I know, right? Excuse me. I'm not afraid to call bullshit when I see it. And, you know, I mispronounce or missay a word. You know, I meant to say diagnosed by a doctor, but I accidentally said self-diagnosed. You know, I wasn't really thinking of what I was saying. I was more or less on a roll of make a video, say what you gotta say. You know, classic example of that is when I'm making my Doritos chicken, deep fried chicken. I accidentally called the all-purpose flour self-raising flour. Honest mistake, you know what I'm saying, it happens. And the worst part is I don't catch it till after the video is posted, and then I feel like a dumbass. Nobody's perfect. I will acknowledge this. Man. Yeah. You know, what would you call it if there's an attractive woman who lets everybody else give her compliments and she knows she's attractive, but if one person in particular tries to show support or give her a comment, she gets creeped out or disgusted by it? Like, how is it any different? She accepts comments from everybody else. You know what they call that? YouTube, they call that narcissism. Like, oh, you're not good enough to give me a compliment. What kind of shit? Uh, but yeah, I thought I wanted to do a coffee review. Thank you to whoever sent the Death Wish coffee. That's pretty strong shit. Yeah. I also got this new knife. This is what it looks like. That's a pretty cool looking knife. And this is what the blade looks like. Oh yeah, that's pretty sick. The knife looks like a gun. And even when the blade goes down, okay, it's in there pretty tight. Right now, it locks into place pretty good. But if the blade comes loose, like, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't go any further unless you actually physically push it, you know what I'm saying? So, this blade's perfectly safe to handle holding it like this, or like this, you know what I'm saying? But you push the release down, and the blade goes like that, and then you push down on the hammer, and what that does is the hammer pushing down locks the blade into place. And the way the clip sits, you can literally carry it on you in your pocket, because the clip sits down like that. So if you would unclip it and just let it fall forward by the weight of it naturally, you can literally pull it out of your pocket. And as you're pulling it out of your pocket, the hammer's down. If you pull it out of your pocket, you drop the safety on that hammer, and then hold your fingers out of the way when you pop that blade open. Yeah. A nice little knife for my collection. Sort of a novelty type knife. I scored this from a newly acquired friend today. He just straight up gave it to me like, here bro, I don't need it in my collection, you can have it. I'm like, oh sweet, cool, that's what's up. This is the other knife that I carry. This is also one of my other favorite knives, black and green, my two favorite colors. Check this shit out. Pop that fucker open. Just like that. The blades, of course, they separate on the other side. Yeah. My computer space wasn't that dirty, to be honest with you. You know, I took a wet rag and wiped it down. A little bit of elbow grease. And pretty easy to clean up. You know, I may be a bachelor, but there's no excuse to have a filthy pad. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. At least when you walk in, you get the impression that it's being maintained, man. But yeah, like I said, that Death Wish coffee has a lot of caffeine in it. Fuck, that pipe is clogged. Keep running your mouth, Costellas. Next time, karma might bite you in the ass even harder than that stupid little car crash you got into. Not doing a whole lot tomorrow, but going pick up my canola oil. Canola oil is great for making homemade chocolate and shit. Oh yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make chocolate, I mean, chocolate's just delicious. Let's not bullshit ourselves. But if I was able to find a simple recipe for making homemade chocolate that was so goddamn delicious, it just melts in your fucking mouth. You want to increase your sex appeal with the ladies, YouTube. If you know how to make dank ass homemade chocolate, YouTube. And then you get one of the machines that squeezes coal and turns it into diamonds. YouTube. Literally all you need. Make some homemade chocolate, get you a machine that turns coal into diamonds by squeezing it for like 8 months, and then boom, a diamond pops out. Like, what's he got? Oh, nothing? Okay, that's cool. I know how to make homemade chocolate and diamonds. And you can keep the diamond, or you can sell it to a jeweler and make bank. Yeah. Some of the comments that Costello's got on his videos, people calling me his god because he feeds off of my YouTube fame and how pathetic he is. Oh, that made me laugh really hard. You have no idea. The people were straight roasting his fat ass in the comments on his videos. And it's just fucking great. Holy shit. I seen Jeff Dunham's new skits where he's talking about the 2016 election. Oh, YouTube, I just seen that shit. Fuck, I have not laughed so goddamn hard in my life. Oh. Here's Walter dressed as Donald Trump, only he calls him Donald Grump. Because Walter's grumpy. That's good. Oh, fuck. So, Hillary Clinton has all these emails that she's deleted. And the reason why she might have deleted them is because she might have been caught up in Hillary Clinton might have been caught up in a scandal where she was selling weapons to ISIS, and she doesn't want voters finding out about it. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was basically caught peeking at Miss U.S. teen models while they're in the locker room and shit, or not in the locker room, but in the dressing room changing. It's like, God damn it, both candidates suck so hard. So Hillary Clinton is basically a U.S. traitor and a war criminal, and Donald Trump's a sexist, bigotist, racist pig, and it's like you gotta pick between the two. At least that's what the media likes to paint them as. That I'm making. The thing about it is, if I were to legitimately start selling my wands, scepters, and staffs for a little side profit, I can't be overrun with orders. I take on like 2 or 3 at a time. Otherwise, it'd take for fucking ever to finish, you know. Don't you hate when your high E string snaps? Now, I'm digging through my strings, and the thinnest string I found was the string that you normally put on the string above the high E, which is this one. It's the skinniest string I had, and I'm like, well, I could try to make it work as a replacement until I get more strings. I thought trying to play, it's the one Pink Floyd song. So you think you can tell heaven from hell? Here we go. Oops. No. Ugh. I'll learn it eventually. Okay, now that was off key. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Not quite. Okay, I was off by one. There we go. sunsets on your color TV screen. Round for round to prove that I can get, if you know what I mean. Women to the left of me, women to the right. Ain't got no gun, ain't got no knife. Don't you start no fights. TNT, dynamite. TNT, I will not fight. Public enemy number one. Public enemy number one. Understand. So lock up your door, lock up your wife, lock up your back door and run for your life. The man is back in town. Don't you mess around. TNT, dynamite. TNT, and I will not fight. TNT, I'm a power law. I'm a power law. TNT, dynamite. TNT, and I will not fight. I'm dirty and I'm mean, mighty unclean. The man is back in town. Don't you mess around. TNT, dynamite. TNT, and I will not fight. TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, I'm a power law. TNT, watch me explode. TNT, I'm a power law. Watch me explode. Ow. Now, if you're gonna break that down to an acoustic version, why not? Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living, I suppose. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. But your wound's not healing, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. But the wound's not healing. No one wants to play. I know that things are going wrong for me. to my words. Hey, hey, hey. Sounds a little different on the acoustic, doesn't it? Why, yes it does. Yes, yes it does. Yeah. In the night, waiting for the prey, the time to strike. I am the cobra. Actually, nah, that sounds like shit. Yeah, there we go. When you don't have an electric guitar and you want to play guitar, you gotta make do with this thing, yeah? You know, when people on YouTube say, oh, he can't sing with his shit, that's when I'm like, oh, really? And it's very possible to shred an acoustic, but you have to be really accurate with it, otherwise you try to shred the acoustic, it's gonna sound like shit. Even double hand tapping sounds different on this thing. So if you're playing, trying to like shred it on the acoustic and play like you're playing a metal guitar, like. You know what I'm saying? Very possible, and you know, the time away from an electric might actually help me improve my playing just a little bit. just showing off a little bit. Oh, yeah, it'll be a fun tuning to play in. This is all we have. This is all we have. So the tuning app on the phone comes in really handy. So is skip tuning possible in the acoustic? Alternative tuning, as it's also called? Yes. Because you're not relying on distortion, it's going to sound a little bit different, but you know, it's possible. The one string that doesn't want to cooperate. Of course, it has to be the third highest string. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to tune down that low. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll tune it to something else. Okay, because that third string is going to be retuned to something different. I mean, not the second, yeah, the whole, because that third string is different, it's going to be different on the highest strings. Let's see. be shitting me. I put the wrong string in the wrong peg. That's why it's fucking with me. What in the Sam hell? I don't know how the fuck I did it. I must have not been paying attention when I was changing the strings out. Combination of the wrong size of string on the bottom one. Fuck. Get that same note but on a much higher scale. No, tune the other way. Okay, no, how the fuck? Why the fuck is the third highest E hooked up to the one over here? It should be hooked up to the one up there. Oh, I feel stupid. You know, even a guitarist like me makes mistakes. I don't know how the fuck I pulled it off and how the fuck I missed it. Classic. And I somehow managed to hook the high E, like this, the first, there's like the top three high strings, but the top highest and the third highest string are all hooked on the same tuner knob. Like, I don't even know how the fuck I pulled that shit off. But this isn't easy enough fix. I'm gonna have to change that string out. So that, yeah, how the fuck did I even pull this off? You know, that is a mystery, YouTube. Now if I tune, yeah, there we go. Now when I tune the top high E string, it doesn't go low with like the third string. How the fuck did I even pull that off? I know My guitar string snapped the other night. I must have not been paying attention when I put it in there. Fucking ridiculous. How in the actual fuck I put it in the wrong tuning peg, I don't even know. Okay, back to that tuning app I was at. Finding a thick string to replace the one that I accidentally put in the wrong tuning peg, that shouldn't be difficult at all. I know I got a replacement for that. I noticed the thicker strings, they don't snap nearly as quickly as the skinny ones do. Those skinny strings snap relatively quickly, yes. Yes, there we go. Yes, there we go. Do I even have a replacement for that one? Yes, that should do it. Most definitely. Alright. Now let me change the string out. Let's make sure I get it in the right tuning peg this time. It should be there's a string in there, and I don't even know how the fuck I honestly got these little bastards mixed up. That's what happens though when you don't pay fucking attention. To what the fuck you're doing. And then what's even worse is when you don't catch the mistake several weeks later, and it's like, oh look at that, I finally got strings on my guitar, yay! Oh, you put it in the wrong tuning peg, nice going, dumbass. All these little string bits that poke out at the end. Yeah, these fuckers are really sharp, so be careful with these. You want to make sure all your string bits get picked up. Trust and believe, you don't want string bits poking you in the bottom of your foot. That shit don't feel too good. You think stepping on Legos hurts. You think stepping on Legos hurts with your bare feet. You think stepping on Legos with your bare feet. You think stepping on Legos with your bare feet hurts. Broken string bit stabs you to the bottom of your foot. My point exactly. It does not feel good at all. There we go. Clean that tuning peg up a bit. which requires you to take needle nose pliers to yank at the string chunks and pull out them as hard as you can. And I've been changing out strings on my guitars for a minute, so this is actually the first time I've put the incorrect string in the wrong tuning peg. Like, I don't know how the fuck I pulled it off, honestly. That was really fucking intelligent. String bit that dangles off from that string, I'm going to trim that up right. Just like that. Alright. Now I think they should be in the correct tuning pegs. I'm still scratching my head trying to figure that shit out. Where did I put my bloody guitar peg? Hold on a second, YouTube. That is the thing about coffee, YouTube, is it makes you pee like crazy. Drink enough of it, you'll be up for a good minute, peeing every 5 minutes like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Caffeine, yeah. Oh, that's just lovely. Oh, there it is. My guitar pick's underneath my phone. Wow. Add that to the putting the string in the wrong tuning peg. The string bits are those little bits that poke out right here. Try to get those trimmed up as best you can, you know. once was a story of a story. Let's see if I'm horrible at improvising songs. No, let's see. There once was a land great and full, majestic as it was, a bell that would ring and surely toll. Across this great land, they call this great land YouTube. The many were across this great land, some hero and some villain. Some of them were trolls on the bridges with shitty Wi-Fi in their parents' basements. Some were just jealous haters of other success across the land, but this land of YouTube was great, almighty, yes it was. Some were villains and some were knights. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I take a shit ton of coffee and all this caffeine is just, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's not half bad for shredding on the acoustic. Yeah. So at least it's not a complete loss. I might have smashed my only other electric guitar, but at least I still have this one. And I don't really plan on smashing this one. Fuck that. better put this damn thing down before I keep playing it. I can sit here and blister the shit out of my fingers. It won't do me any good, now will it? Also, I'll cast them aside, it might, but... And that's just my point exactly. Really. You know, I'll do things for YouTube videos, and then I'll mess up on something I say, or something I do with my equipment, whether it be my guitar, my camera, whatever. I'll mess up somewhere, and then I won't catch the mess up until later on, and it's like, really? Ugh. So much for doing things smoothly. And that's kind of hard to do sometimes, you know, you catch a video or you just do things smoothly. And that's the thing of it, I don't edit any of my videos. A lot of people say I should, but I'm like, what's the point of that? It kind of takes away from the surrealism of it, you know what I'm saying? The natural quality of the video, I should say. 2 hours of this shit, why? Coffee review and guitar playing, yeah, sounds about right. Anyways, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later.